A lot of like the biggest filmmakers today, like Martin Scorsese, they like to retreat in the past because the contemporary times is just too complicated and weird for people to deal with in a film. Rada Jude rejects that entirely and looks at the contemporary times and it says, no, this is the modern condition. This is what it's all about. This is what it's like to live our everyday lives. And do not expect too much from the end of the world. It's almost 3 hours long, and it follows this woman in Romania working as a production assistant for this film company that is making a safety film essentially for this evil Austrian company. And so she's going around town and she's filming and interviewing these people who have been horribly disfigured, paralyzed, and maimed while working. And like when she talks to these people, it's clear that it might have not been entirely their fault. All it is just this woman driving around, doing her work, talking on the phone, listening to music in the car. It's very relatable. That's the way it is. He completely submerges the movie in these contemporary issues. It's really moving. It's really difficult. This is not a movie that you would put on at the end of a long day of work because that's what the movie is about. It's about a long day of work. He does this really weird thing where he splices his movie with like an old Romanian movie about a woman taxi driver in Romania. It's very odd. I've never seen anything like this. And I think he must have gotten the rights to it because he splices footage that kind of sort of interacts and is kind of similar to his footage. And he also, I think, got some of the original actors from that movie to play characters in his movie as well. So they're really old. So there's just kind of like this weird discussion between like past and present, but it's still very much a very present movie. People are so afraid of talking about what it's like to live today. But Rada Jude went ahead and made a movie that shows exactly what it's like to live today.
And this is a recent thing. I mean, you go back 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, there are plenty of films that face like what it means to be in modernity. And of course, people like
Yeah.
Ozu, right? They love to play with this during their times, like this idea of,
Right.
tradition versus the modern. And I think it's more challenging than ever to do that well, to interact with it, because like the things that they were interacting with weren't visual mediums, right? We're interacting with, oh,
Yeah.
here's a new type of phone, or, here's a new type of
Mhm.
technology. But now the thing that we have to interact with is another video form, right? And that's a very challenging
And
thing
you
to
know what?
interact with.
There's another thing about the movie too that I forgot. One of the things that she does, and the footage is spliced in the movie, she records herself playing this character using this face app. She uses this face app, which makes her have like a unibrow and makes her bald. It's like this character that she does called Bobita. It's like an Andrew Tate type character that she does where as she's walking around and doing her thing, she does these random comedy videos where she's making fun of Andrew Tate as this character named Bobita. And the phone footage of her doing the face app is spliced into the movie as she's doing it. And at one point, she meets Uwe Boll, the German director, as he's making a movie, and she records video with him. And it's kind of what you were talking about. Like, that's what people do. And pretty much every other filmmaker doesn't want to do that. But Rada Jude, he sees that, he understands it, and he puts that in the character. He puts that in the movie